Okay, I'm sure we've all had one of those experiences where we've lost a file that you thought you had saved before, whether you just couldn't find it or maybe the computer froze or something like that. So there's actually some cool tricks I can teach you with Excel, and it also applies to Word and PowerPoint that can actually help prevent that. So, I mean, the first thing that's the way to prevent it is just constantly be saving, right? Just every like 5 to 10 minutes, just click the save button, right? Which once I have it saved, file save as, then I can just always use this button. Okay. But there's a couple different things we'll go over that are additional ways you can actually protect your documents. Okay. So first thing is this file tab is actually considered backstage view. Okay. So backstage view. So if I ever say go backstage view, right, or go backstage, you just click on the file. Okay. And it's called that because it's obviously not on your document, right? It's in the background. Okay. So then we have a couple different things with this. On the right hand side, we have these properties. Okay. So for instance, the assignment or the test might ask you to change a title, right? So maybe I'd put a title on it. Maybe I just do budget. Okay. Maybe I do some tags like Mr. Searcher is not as cool as me. But yeah, I mean, you can definitely change different things with that, right? I can also see an author, right? Who's the last author, last modified by, etc. I also can click this properties option, see advanced properties. That one's kind of tricky because sometimes that is where some things are, right? So it might ask you to add a manager, right? So maybe my manager is Mr. Birch, right? Company KFC, right? That can be an option. So I can see multiple things with that, okay? Again, this is in Backstage View. We also can check for issues with the document, okay? So if it says to check for issues or inspect the document, okay? So I'm gonna click on check for issues, right? And then there's this inspect document option. Save my file, no, I don't care about that. All right, so on the test, for instance, I might ask you to remove errors or whatever. So I gotta click inspect. All right, it's gonna inspect it, and then it will actually have these different options. So on like the test, it might say remove all document properties and personal information. So after I've inspected it, I have the option to remove all. Okay, so I'm not gonna do that right now, but that is an option. The second thing that we're gonna talk about is options. Okay, so like what I was talking about, the saving issue, right? Where maybe your documents close on you or whatnot. I can go down on this left-hand side in Backstage View and I have this options button. Okay, so when I click on options, I now have lots of different options. Okay, so one of the most common ones though is if we go to save. Okay, I can actually choose how often my document auto saves, right? Auto recovers. So some of you get lucky when your document doesn't save right and you open up Excel and it's like, would you like to open up the previous document? And you're like, yes, and you click on it and it's like literally right where you left off. But sometimes you click on it and it's like 10 minutes ago, right? And you're like, well, it was almost cool, right? So this can prevent that. You can actually choose how often it saves. You also, if you would like, can auto save to the computer. Okay. So I can actually go and put where I want it to automatically save, and I can actually have it so it just auto saves there. Okay. Nowadays with Google Drive, Google Sheets, and whatnot, there are things you can do that, like obviously that stuff automatically updates. So that's not as big of a deal, but this is a way that you can actually do that with Excel. Another thing that's kind of funny, this is more of like I use it for for April Fools. One time I messed with one of my friends, right? But I have this autocorrect option under proofing, and I can change, let's say anytime he types in and, I want it to automatically replace with, I don't know, like we'll say jag swag or something like that, right? So then anytime he types in the word and, it will auto correct to jag swag. And so people will spend hours trying to figure out what's going on. They're like, why does it keep doing this? Like it just automatically changes, and you can just laugh at it. Okay, so that's kind of just a funny little trick. Okay, and then let's see, language. Obviously, we can go into language. You can change different languages and things like that. Okay, so a lot of the settings are in the background, but you shouldn't have to do anything per se, except for maybe one or two of the things on the test. Okay, and then let's talk about adding a hyperlink. Okay, so we go to the Home tab. Oh, you know what? Actually, it's in the Insert tab. Okay, so Insert tab, right? And if I want to add a hyperlink, I just go up here. So I'm on the Insert tab. I go over to the Links group and click Hyperlink. Okay, and then in this top text to display, I can put what I want the text to display. So maybe I want Mr. Cornea's email, and then maybe I can put an email address, right? So I can have it so it automatically goes to my email address. Or let's say I want to go to a place in this document, right? I can actually send it to a specific spot. So Mr. Cornea's email, I can actually have it go onto, let's say I know it's on sheet 3. So then now when I click on this, it'll automatically go to sheet 3. Okay. So again, that's just, there's some different things with the hyperlink that you can do. Okay. All right. And then last thing is what's called the Format Painter. Okay, so Format Painter is pretty cool. So let's say I'm on here, and let's say this is there we go. This is a giant font, right? And then maybe it has a backfill of, we'll say maybe backfill of white with a text color of like a jaguar blue or whatever. Okay, so what I can actually do, if I click once on this Format Painter, I can copy that format to wherever I want. Okay, so like if I'm trying to copy something, instead of actually going and changing all that, I can just do that. With the Format Painter, I can also, if I double click on it, it sticks. So now I can go wherever I want, and it's anywhere I click will automatically change to that format. Okay, and then let's say I'm done doing it, I just click on the Format Painter again, and now I have my formats on my Format Painter. Okay, so that's everything for this one. It's a little bit shorter, but go ahead and make sure you finish your guys' assignments, and I'll see you next time.